Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're going to be talking about DC Fandom. Now if you don't know, DC Fandom was an online event held today by DC, talking about all about DC comics, movies, had some music, video games, everything DC like. Even talking about the TV shows. It was a very cool event where we got a bunch of news about all types of DC content. We got a few trailers, and in today's video we're going to be checking some of those trailers out. So first up, I got Wonder Woman 1984 official main trailer loaded up. Then we got a Black Adam's trailer to look at, and the Suicide Squad directed by James Gunn. We got that to look at. So I was like kind of in and out of the stream today. I couldn't sit down and watch the whole thing throughout the whole day. So I was just kind of popping in and out of the streams. And I was very careful to avoid the trailers because I was like, this could be like a cool thing to do a video about and talk about. So in today's video, we're going to be covering these three trailers all together and about the event and where DC's heading next. And I did make another video specifically on the Batman trailer that comes out in 2021 starring Robert Pattinson, just because I was really excited about that movie and I'm like, it deserves its own video, why not, right? Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate all of that. We're trying to grow, and your subscription will mean a lot. Maybe even share if you want to, but it's up to you. But please do. So Wonder Woman 1984 is up first. Now, I didn't make a review for the first Wonder Woman that came out because I don't think my channel even existed back then. But let me just give you some thoughts, my background on the Wonder Woman that's happening right now. Let's see what I think about it. Well, the first movie, I liked it, but it like didn't blow me away, you know? I think it's a good movie, but like on like a superhero movie, it's not like in my like top 10 or 15 probably even. I don't know, it just didn't wow me. I've heard people talk about this movie and they're like, oh my god, Wonder Woman, it's like one of the best movies, one of the best superhero movies ever made. I love this movie so much. And yeah, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion, all of that, right? But personally, like when I hear people say that, it doesn't really connect with me because I'm like I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but it just didn't wow me as much as people say wowed them, right? Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know, I just couldn't get into the whole lore of it, like the whole gods and Amazonians and things like that, which is interesting because out of all the Marvel movies, my two least favorite ones are the first two Thor movies, which also deal with like gods and all that mystical stuff. So maybe it's just me and that kind of, those kind of stories. But yeah, I just couldn't really, you know, wasn't really my cup of tea at first. I did like some aspects of the movie, like the whole Wonder Woman thing when you do that fish out of water thing, like when she goes back with Steve Trevor and she, you know, is exploring the world because she's been away from it. And I did like the inclusion of Chris Pine. I like Chris Pine. Gal Gadot is awesome as this character. It's just the whole movie in general, just the whole story. I do remember she fought Dr. Lupin from Harry Potter at the end. He was the big main guy. They had a big CGI fight there. But yeah, like, it's a good movie. I like it. I don't want you to think that like, oh, Raheem now hates Wonder Woman or something. No, I liked it. It just like didn't wow me as much as I hear it wow some other people. But yeah, let's check out this trailer.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
Citizens of the world, I'm here to change your life. Anything you want, anything you dream of, you can have it. You look like you saw a ghost. Diana, look at you. It's like not one day has passed.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want to be an apex predator. You've always had everything, while people like me have had nothing. Well, now it's my turn. Get used to it.
for rules. The answer is always more. The way I fly, they will never find us.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Radar.
Will they shoot at us?
Barbara, what did you do?
You know, I'm not so keen on this one. I figure you are, but you know what? I'm ready to go.
I think we can do better.
Parachute pants?
Yeah,
Does everybody parachute now?
No release date there. I think it got pushed back to like October 2nd or something, but no release date there. Probably not coming out October 2nd. Probably gonna have to wait another year for this movie to come out. But yeah, no, that looks pretty sick actually. I like the whole thing they're doing with Steve Trevor in this one. In the last movie, Diana was the one that was the fish out of water thing, and Steve Trevor had to explain to her how the world works. But now, because he died back in whenever, and now he's in the 80s, she has to explain to him how the world works. I like that little switcheroo there that they had. So, I mean, it's clear what the plot is. It's Pedro Pascal. By the way, I love Pedro Pascal. I think he's a fantastic actor. It looks like he's going to be the big main bad guy in this movie. He plays in what looks like an evil USA president. A bit on the nose there, but sure, okay. Looks like he has the ability to kind of grant people's wishes and give them whatever they want, and that's clearly what Steve Trevor is. He's maybe this illusion or facade of like this magic that brought him back to life for Diana, because maybe that's what Diana wants. And I have a prediction that at the end of the movie she's going to lose Steve Trevor again, because he's again just going to be this imagination that this dark magic maybe created or something. Maybe he'll probably like sacrifice himself because he's like, listen, like, not my time, I wasn't even supposed to be here. Like, there you go. That's going to be my prediction for Steve Trevor there. Kristen Wiig plays Cheetah. I don't read the comics, so I don't know much about her, but she looks kind of sick when she's in like full form here, full cheetah. It's not like a costume. It looks like she literally turns into a cheetah. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what her deal is. She said that she wants to be an apex predator, like she wants to fully be an apex predator. Don't know what that means for her. Don't know where she came from, what's her backstory. Will be interesting to find out what her goal is here. Looks like she's a bit jealous of Diana. She tells Diana that she has it all and that she has nothing, and she wants to be like recognized or something. And where does she come from? Does she come from the same place Diana comes from? Is that why she has powers? Like, where did she get those powers from? Will be interesting to see. Yeah, the trailer looks kind of cool actually. Looks better than the last one. I like what they're doing this movie, the way it looks. It's in the 80s, so everything's colorful. You're having fun with it. Like, there was that shot of them in a jet together, and there's a bunch of fireworks going off next to them. It kind of reminds me of Thor Ragnarok, what Taika Waititi did with Thor Ragnarok. Kind of playing off that era where Thor comics came out, like in the 70s and the 80s, like kind of everything being colorful and space-like and fun. You know, it looks like this movie, because it's set in the 80s, is going to play with that. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have a little bit more of Diana's backstory. There she is as a kid, like training or something. What else? Oh yes, her flying on lightnings. That's a really cool thing. It looks kind of funny because I'm not sure what she's grabbing onto. Well, she is flying off lightning, but also clouds. Don't know what she's grabbing onto. It looks kind of funny, but it also at the same time looks really cool. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see this movie. Like I said, I did like the first one. Just didn't wow me as much as it did with some other people. But I am excited to see where this chapter goes next. Next up, we have The Suicide Squad DC Fandom exclusive sneak peek. Now, I did watch the little panel with James Gunn and all the actors. This cast is packed with people. Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, John Cena, Pete Davidson, some of the other reoccurring from the other Suicide Squad movie. So as I gave you some background on Wonder Woman, let me give you some background on what I thought about the first Suicide Squad movie. I actually had some fun with it. I remember walking out of the theater with my friend that went to go see it, and I was like, you know what? That was not bad. I had fun with it, and I think majority of that goes to the performances. I thought Will Smith was great in that film, and Margot Robbie was great in that movie, and the whole like kind of team that they kind of build. It was fun. The performances, I think, what made it for me. The stories, yes, a little all over the place, but I had fun in that movie, and I think Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is terrifying, and I hate her so much. It's mostly the hatred that I have for her, but it's good because I'm supposed to hate her. Like, she's the bad guy, but she does such a great job that I really hated her in that Suicide Squad movie. This one's called The Suicide Squad, so it's different, and I think she is in this one. It looks like we're gonna get some behind the scenes footage, and they're gonna talk about what it's like. So yeah, let's see this soft reboot slash sequel for The Suicide Squad.
I think it's going to surprise people.
You kind of sit there and go, how did they do that?
It's going to be different from any superhero movie ever made.
There's no one better in the world to direct The Suicide Squad than James Gunn.
I was excited with an opportunity to be able to do The Suicide Squad in the way it could be done from my point of view.
This one is completely unique. This is a gritty 1970s war movie combined with the brilliance of James Gunn's characters and comedy.
You need your director to set the vibe.
The Suicide Squad is just a twisted fantasy of characters.
Within each of our characters, there's a certain beauty. Within most of them. Some of them are just pretty crappy through and through.
Be like a douchey Captain America.
The guy who believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he needs to kill along the way.
I'm loving the costumes.
Okay, I got it.
The costumes
Don't
look
ever
insane.
settle back like you think you know where this is going, because you don't.
As soon as you have some sense about what's about to happen next, James comes in.
Everyone's exploding. Genitals, heads, arms, legs.
It's like a big, massive graphic novel brought to life.
This is by far the biggest movie I've ever made.
I don't think that you know what to expect.
Don't get too attached.
This has been truly the greatest, most exciting journey of my life making this film.
Cut. That was great.
Yes. Yes. That looks awesome. It's not like this is the first I've seen 3 of these trailers. This is the first, like, it's more like behind the scenes, it's not an actual trailer. But this one's got me really excited for the Suicide Squad movie. I think Idris Elba nailed it on the head when he said this is literally like a massive graphic novel coming to life. I'm loving the costumes. The costumes feel like they're really just straight up out of the comic books. Even though I don't read the comics, it still feels like straight out of the comics. Some of them look silly, but that's what it meant to be. They look awesome. I'm really curious how they bring Harley Quinn back into the Suicide Squad after Birds of Prey. Interesting where she goes from there. But yeah, this cast is full of people. They did make a whole trailer kind of showcasing who plays who, like what actor plays what character. Kind of means almost nothing to me as I don't read the comics, but I'm pretty sure if you read the comics, you probably geeked out at a lot of those castings and choices of characters that you're going to see. But it's interesting what they say about this movie. It's interesting what James Gunn says about this movie, that this is the biggest movie by far that he has directed. He made 2 great Guardians of the Galaxy films. There's going to be a 3rd one coming. So it really kind of threw me back when he said this is the most action that any of his movies has ever had. It looks insane. It looks awesome. The one the producers described as a 1970s war film kind of mixed in with this comic book style. And it looks like they're going to be like on an island, maybe executing some kind of mission. So maybe like Apocalypse Now type of thing going on. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, this looks really cool, and I'm loving the marketing. I love the logo that they have. It's very Quentin Tarantino-esque, but again, I feel like this whole movie, again, Idris Elba nailed it on the head when he said this is a massive graphic novel coming to life. They got all the colorful, wacky looking, awesome looking costumes with this bright, awesome red and yellow logo. I think it looks cool. Also, what I noticed is that Idris Elba is not playing who Will Smith played in the first one. Because I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, Will Smith just got recast with Idris Elba. But he's not playing, when they announced what characters everybody's playing, Idris Elba is not playing the character that Will Smith played. But yeah, this looks sick. I'm a big fan of James Gunn and what he's done with comic book movies so far. So if he says this is the biggest movie that he's ever directed, and the cast and the producers and everybody are so behind him, and they really believe in this vision, and they're really selling it as awesome as they think it's going to be, then I'm all for it. It looks dope. Can't wait to check it out. Can't wait for the actual trailer for this. So now the final trailer we have here is the Black Adam teaser trailer starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne Johnson has been linked to this project, or has been cast as Black Adam forever now. They're finally making this movie. It comes out in 2021. Shazam came out this year or last year. I'm so losing time with how this pandemic and everything's happening. I believe it came out last year, right? So Shazam came out. I actually really enjoyed Shazam. I thought it was really fun. But I've seen a little glimpse of it, and it looks like Dwayne Johnson is really coming for all the heroes in this, and it looks like he's gonna have a very serious tone. But let's check this out first. Then we'll talk about it. Let's see here. It's only a minute 11. This is the shortest one.
5,000 years ago, Kahndaq was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power, and magic. Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks. Kahndaq needed a hero. Instead, they got me. I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it. Now, 5,000 years later, I'm free. And I give you my word. No one will ever stop me again.
I like it. I like it. What's interesting is actually, it turns out I didn't see anything, because what I saw was Dwayne "Rock" Johnson straight up talking to the camera about how he's coming for everybody, and he really challenged Superman, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays into that. I'm interested in knowing, and let me know in the comments, because again, don't read the comics, but let me know about this. I'm interested to see if Black Adam is going to be the next big bad guy that the Justice League will have to get together to fight, like a Thanos for the Avengers, right? Is Black Adam going to be the next one? I don't think he's going to be in Shazam 2. I think they set up a whole different villain that I read about. But this looks interesting for a few reasons. Dwayne "Rock" Johnson, first of all, massive guy, is going to fit that suit very nicely. Going to look dope as a superhero. Going to look awesome. But he seems like he's playing this very evil-like character, which is kind of unlike Dwayne Johnson, because for the past couple years he's been making these, jungle movies, and where he plays the hero. He's very likable. Dwayne Johnson's a very likable actor, so it will be interesting to see him take on this different persona where he is straight up evil, and it looks like he's making not empty threats. So I'm really hoping that when he comes on screen, he's gonna cause as much damage as he is promising in this one. And this is why I brought up that Shazam was kind of like funny and lighthearted, and I like that about it, because this one now, Black Adam seems to be really challenging and bringing this dark side. So I'm interested in seeing how he's gonna clash with Shazam, and how Shazam is gonna take it. I'm interested to see the clash of tones that's gonna have. Black Adam being this very evil person, or not even a person, I don't even know what he is, that's going to cause havoc, and Shazam, who can, you know, fight back, but still in his early days, a little silly still. So will be interesting to see. That will probably, you know, develop Shazam even more. You know, Shazam will go on from that just being that fun like character to then being like, oh shit, okay, I need to get serious here because this guy is coming for us, and it's a big deal. Him and Superman though, showdown with Black Adam and Superman does look like it could be fun, does look like it'd be cool. So yeah, that was the 3 trailers that I wanted to cover in today's video. Again, the DC Fandom happened all day today. I'm sure you can find it on the DC Fandom website. If you missed it, you can watch all the panels. They did the TV shows, comics, they did some music even. They had a bunch of guest stars, all these different celebrities that were saying how much they love comics and movies and how they're inspired by them. It was great. I really want to give a massive shout out to DC and Warner Brothers for putting this together. Because in a time like this, and like a pandemic, when the morale of everybody is really low right now, and us, you know, people who love these movies and, you know, love comic books and video games, but everything's been delayed and everything's being pushed back, and we can't, you know, we can't go to the movie theaters and see any of the movies that we love. Morale's just really down. So I really want to thank DC and Warner Brothers for putting this together for everybody. Even though I couldn't watch the whole thing, I jumped in and out of the stream. I found it really interesting. I love hearing the directors and the producers and the writers talk about behind the scenes stuff and how they construct everything. We got some teaser trailers, a bunch of fun stuff for the fans, and I love that it was free, that anybody could tune in. So thank you for this, DC. Thank you for this, Warner Brothers, for putting this together, and I thought it worked very smoothly. You guys did a fantastic job. So yes, those were my reactions to Wonder Woman 1984, the second trailer, the main trailer. Then we got the Suicide Squad exclusive look. It's kind of like a behind the scenes thing. And we got a little bit of Black Adam there thrown in there. And like I said, I also did a reaction to the Batman trailer, which is going to be a separate video just because I wanted to talk about that separately. So look out for that on my channel. Make sure to check it out. Maybe a pop-up will appear somewhere here, but do that. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate all of that. We're trying to grow, so your subscription will mean a lot. And yes, check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later.